Welcome students to welcome to today's class. Today I am going to start our syllabus. The first chapter is real numbers. Once you once you remember once you remember previous class what we studied in previous class. So we are studying about the natural numbers. What we studying? Natural numbers. Natural numbers. Natural numbers are represented with capital N. So which are start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dash 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 dash. So on. So many are there. So what is the smallest number in natural number? 1. If I 1 to 1, if I add 1 to 1, I get 2. Again, I add 1 to 2, I get 3. Again, I add 1 to 3, I get 4. So, when we add a 1 to a number, we get the successor. For example, I add 1 to 3, I get the 4. 4 is the successor of 3. So, any number, you take any number, you add 1, you get the next number, that is called successor. So, I got 1 from 5, I get the 4. Again, I cut 1 from 4, I get the 3. I subtract 1 from 3, I get 2. Again, so if you cut 1 from a number, you get the preceders. Suppose I cut 1 from 3, I get the 2. 2 is the preceder of 3. I cut 1 from 1. What you get? 0. Yes, you get the 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dash dash dash. Here formed another group including 0. We formed including another group. So what we call this group of numbers? You know that. Yes, you are correct. Which are whole numbers. What numbers it is? Whole numbers. Which is denoted by capital W. Capital W. So sometimes we listen in the news in winter season. What he says, the Kashmir temperature is minus 6 degrees. What we understand here, there is a positive numbers and negative numbers. So many situations we use the negatives. Negative numbers. So in the number system, there is a negative numbers and positive numbers. So here formed another group. The collection of negative numbers and whole numbers is called integers. What we call? Integers. Which is represented with I or Z. So dash 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 minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, dash dash dash. Dash dash dash. Next number system, rational numbers. What numbers? Rational number. It which is denoted by Q, capital Q. The definition is a number can be expressed. A number can be expressed in the form of P by Q. P comma Q are integers integers and q does not equal to 0. For example, 1 by 4 and 6 by 11, 7 by 8. So you can observe 1 is an integer, 4 also integer. So both are integer, q does not equal to 0. So it is called rational number. So 6 also integer, 11 also integer. So 11 does not equal to 0. That's why that means q does not equal to 0. So it is also rational number. 7 by 8. 7 by 8 is a rational number. 7 and 8 are integers. 8 does not equal to 0. So it is a rational number. So if q is equal to 0, what happened? 11 by 0. Suppose example. So it is not defined. Not defined. That's why he said in the definition q does not equal to 0. So next numbers are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers, which is denoted q dash. So definition is a number cannot be expressed in the form of p by q, which are called a number cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. It is called irrational number. For example, root 2, root 5, root 11, etc. So you may get doubt. You can ask me, sir, root 2 can express in p by q form like this: p by root 2 by 1 is equal to root 2n. Root 2 I can express in the form of p by q. So is it not a rational number? It's not a rational number. Why? Because as per definition of rational number, a number can be expressed in the form of p by q. P and q are integers. You can observe here, root 2 is not a integer. 1 is a integer, it's okay. It does not equal to 0. But root 2 is not a integer. So that's why it is not a rational number. It is a rational number. I simply said the root of unperfect square, not perfect squares are irrational number. For suppose you may take root 4. It is a rational number. Why? Because 4 is a perfect square. So what is the root 4 value? It is 2. 2 is a integer. 2 by 2 I can express 4 by 2. So 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Okay. So it is a rational number. It can express in the form of p by q. Are you understand? I hope you understand this concept. Okay. Next, real numbers. Real numbers. So its definition is the collection of rational and irrational numbers is called real numbers. The collection of rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. So now I am going to explain small concept. So I take here 35 divided by 2. So I am going to do division. 35 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2. 1 leaves and 5 comes down. So 15. 7. 2 sevens are 14. Remainder is 1. Remainder is 1. So we know the names of this. 35 is the dividend, 2 is the divisor, and 17 is the quotient, and 1 is the remainder. I can express in this situation. How can I get the 35? I can write like this. 35 is equal 2 into 7. 2 sevens are 34 plus 1. It is a remainder. 35 how can I get? 217. 2 17s are plus 1. 34 plus 2 17s are 34 plus 1 remainder. So I will take one more. I take one more example. I take one more example. The same 35 is divided by 3. The same 35 is divided by 3. So I am going to do division. 35 divided by 3. 3 ones are 3. 5 comes down, and 3 ones are 3. Remainder 2. Remainder 2. So how can I express this in the equation form? 35 is equal 3 11s are 33 plus 2. This is the dividend, this is the divisor, this is the quotient, this is the remainder. So any number you can take. If you divide that, how can you get? Dividend is equal divisor into quotient plus remainder plus remainder. So any number you take like this, you can write. So now I take here dividend as a and divisor I take here B, and quotient take as a Q, and plus R remainder. What I am saying here? A is a dividend, B is a divisor, and Q is a quotient, R is a remainder. Any division you can follow this one. This is called division algorithm. What we call? Division algorithm. So one more concept I will explain here. Suppose I took 8 and I take 8 and 8 divided by 8. So 8 ones are 8. I get remainder 0. Now I take 9 divided by 8. What happened here? 9 is divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. Remainder 1. Now 10 divided by 8. 10 8 ones are 8. Remainder 2. So 11 divided by 8. 11 divided by 8. 11, 8 ones are 8. 3 is remainder. So now 12 divided by 8. 12 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. 4 remainder. 13 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. 5 remainder. 14 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. 6 remainder. Then 15 divided by 8. 8 sorry, it is 8 ones are 8 ones are 8. So 8 ones are 8. It is 7. 7 remainder. 16 divided by 8. So 16 divided by 8. 8 2s are 16. 0 remainder. Now you take 17 divided by 8. 17 divided by 8. 17 divided by 8. 8 2s are 16. 1. 18 divided by 8. 8 2s are 16. 2 remainder. What I conclude, once you observe the remainders here. So when I divide 8 divided by 8, I get the remainder 0. 9 divided by 8, 1 remainder. So 10 divided by 8, 2 remainder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. Again, if you take the up to 24, 8 3s are 24. So the remainders are repeating. How like they are? So it is less than or equal to 0. Remainder less than or equal to 0 or less than 8. There is no 8 remainder. Why? Because when it comes 8, it is going to division. It is a factor of 8. So it is perfectly divided by 8. So any number you have to take. Any, suppose I'm going to divide with 5. All the numbers. So what are the reminders? So 0 less than or equal to or less than 5. These are the numbers. Suppose I am going to divide it by 4. So what happened? 0 less than or equal to or less than 4. What are possible here? What are the possible reminders are here? 1, 0, 1. So if you take 4, 5, 5 ones are 5. If you take 5, 5 divided by 6 divided by 5, 6 1 remainder. If you take 7, you get the remainder 2. If you get 8, what you get? 3. And if you get 8, sorry, 7, you get 2. 8, if you take 8, you get the remainder 3. If you take 9, what you get the remainder? 4. If you take 10, what happened? It is divided by, completely divided by, totally divided by 5. You get the 0. Understood? So here, if you take 4, 4 ones are 4. You get the remainder 0. If you take 5, 1 remainder. If you take 6, 2 remainder. So 7, 3. 8 means what happened? 8 means 0 again. 9 means 1. So whenever you take the remainder is less than or equal to 0 less than or equal to remainder, and less than what is the quotient, what is the number, what is the divisor. So suppose A is a dividend, B is a divisor, Q is a quotient, and R is a remainder. I can write as per division algorithm, A is equal to B into Q plus R. I get the dividend. So here, what are the remainder? 0 less than or equal to 0 less than or equal to R. This means remainder, and less than divisor. What is the divisor? It's B. Here, what is the divisor? 8. That's why less than. So what are the reminders of here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is no 8. Why? Because 8, if you take 8, it is divisible by 16. 16, it is divisible by 8. You get the 0 remainder. So based on this concept, there is a one theorem, that is Euclid division lemma. Theorem 1.1, Euclid division lemma. So what he has given, says here, given any positive integer a and b, there exists unique pair of integer p and q are satisfied p a is equal to bq plus r, 0 less than or equal to r less than b. This is the Euclid division law. So here we are going to do this. Find the q and r for the following pair of positive integers a and b. Satisfy a is equal to bq plus r. So the first problem is a is equal to 13, b is equal to 3. So I am going to do this problem. So what he has given, do this problem, do this. What he has given, first problem, a is equal to 13, b is equal to 3. So a is a dividend, b is a divisor. So 13 should be divided by 3. So how many times it comes? That 3 4s are 12. I want 12, remainder is 1. So 13 we can express. 13 is equal to 3 into 4 plus 1. 3 4s are 12, 12 plus 1. So how like it is? A is equal to b into q plus r. So what he asked here? Satisfy a plus b. So find p, b and q and r. So here q is equal to 4, r is equal to 1. So next third problem. So a is equal to 125, b is equal to 5. So a is the dividend, b is the divisor. So 125 is divided by 5. How many times it comes? 2s are 5 2s are 10, 2 leaves, and 5 come down, and 5 5s are 25. So how can express 125? 5 into 25 plus remainder 0. So A is equal to B plus Q plus R. So here so here Q is equal to 25, R is equal to 0. Here 2 and 4th problem also, the second and 4th problem also there. So you have to do yourself in classwork. Here one more do this also there. So by using Euclid division, what is the question? Find the HCF of the following by using Euclid division algorithm. Euclid division algorithm. By using division algorithm, we are going to find HCF of given problems. So I am going to solve first problem. What is the first problem? 50 and 70. What is the first problem? 50 and 70. So 50 and 70 HCF you have to find. HCF means what? Highest common factor. Okay, you know that. So in our earlier class, how can you find HCF? We are going to use continued division method. What we followed? Continued division method. So first of all, we find that 70 divided by 50. How many times? 50 ones are 50, 20 leaves. So when we have remainder, the divisor right here and do division again. 20 twos are 40, 10 remainder. Again you write divisor 20 here and you do division with 10. 10 twos are 20. So remainder 0. In the continued division method, we have to do division until get the 0 remainder. So I express it in the form of algorithm, Euclid division algorithm. So first what I am doing, 70 I can express. How can I get 70? 50 into 1, 50 ones are 50 plus 20. Now I am going to division 50. How can I get? 20 into 2 plus 10. Now 20. How can I get? 10 twos are plus 0. What is the HCF here?